and welcome back to another book time with Boo on a Friday. Hope you've all had a lovely week. I'd like to start off by just saying a massive thank you and a big shout out to anyone that took part in our Saturday Story Challenge last week. We had some amazing stories come in. If you haven't had a chance to read them, pop over to our Facebook or our Instagram and they're all posted up there, and there are some real proper corkers, so I'd really encourage you to go and have a look. Okay. This week's story was sent to me by Flossie, and it came to her under rather mysterious circumstances. It washed up as a message in a bottle on her doorstep. So let's see what happens. The Little Drop in the Ocean. I don't quite know how to start, as this tale is quite an adventure. I guess I'll start with telling you the things I know. It has a main character, a huge amount of courage, and a bit of mystery along the way. My name is Molly Strong. I have lived here all my life. Many generations have been born and raised here. From miles and miles around, the people talked of the Drop, a mysterious place that no maps would show and no compass could direct you to. We learnt about it in school and had tests on the history of it. I'm from a place called Mainland. A place that follows rules and where the people live their lives exactly as they are told. Many years ago, way before I was born, Mainland had quite a shock. That's when the tale of the Drop first came about. Now it's the exciting time where I can introduce you to our main character. She's called Sadie. Before I carry on, I think it's best I tell you a little more about Sadie. That way you will care for her in every way, and this will make the adventure well worth the telling. Sadie was 8. She was the shortest in her class and extremely bright too. She always wore a stripy jumper and dungarees. Her father had to buy another pair just so he could wash them from time to time without her knowing. Sadie could be found playing in the garden with her homemade science experiments, making mud cakes outside the school, or climbing to the top of the trees in the forest of Glum. She was an adventurous little soul who wanted to run and see the world. The problem was she couldn't go far on Mainland. Mainland was very beautiful, but very small. One early morning, just before school, Sadie decided she would head down to the library where she met Miss Clay. Miss Clay was the librarian, and the cook, and the headmistress of the school. She was always overrun with work and didn't have much time for anything else. But she loved books. They are the window to the world, she would say in a gleeful and knowing tone, before nipping quickly into no, snub, put that protractor down, in quite a stern manner. All in all, she was the greatest teacher around. Sadie wanted only one book, a book she couldn't quite reach. Miss Clay, could you please fetch me a book? I'm too short again. Miss Clay looked at her in that wonderful way which suggested, why, yes, of course, and, oh dear, my love, I really ought to get us a ladder. Yes, here you go. Ooh, a book on accounting for beginners. What a treat. No, Miss Clay, not that one. A little further over, if you please. This one, my dear? The whole history of Mainland in the year 1382. No, proclaimed Sadie, not that one. Please, can I have the book on submarines? Miss Clay looked down at Sadie, almost looming over her. Submarines? Submarines? Why on Mainland would you want to know about submarines? Oh, I'm just so interested in how they work, that's all, Miss Clay. Miss Clay got the red book down, its pages all pristine and uncrinkled. Here you go, my dear. Look after it now, won't you? And if you need anything else, just you let me know. Miss Clay then got back to her work, humming to herself whilst sipping a cup of tea. Sadie couldn't believe her luck. A brand new book for her to read. She looked at the front cover. How to Make Your Very Own Submarine. She had never read anything like it before. For a whole week her eyes didn't leave the book. She cleaned her teeth whilst reading it, had a bath, ran through fields. She couldn't stop reading. When she got to the end, she had managed to gather everything she needed, bar one thing, a pocket watch. She went to see her father, who gave her one on the promise that she'd bring it back unscathed. Sadie was always careful of people's belongings, so he knew it was in safe hands. Sadie made her secret submarine in the old garden shed. One late Tuesday night in March, Sadie snuck out from behind her bed and made her way to the shed. She was sprung on by her friend Ernest, a small boy from the year below. He had scruffy hair and a heart as big as the ocean. Can I come too? Said Ernest with puppy-eyed face. What? How do you know what I'm doing? Said Sadie, quite perplexed. I saw you making notes in geography class about it. I really won't be a bother. In fact, I got out a book about being the best crewmate you can be. A book on the tides, and I brought an old colouring book. That mainly has squiggles in it, but I think it may be of some use. Sadie gave in. She really liked Ernest and thought, who knows, he may be extremely helpful. Ernest and Sadie carried the submarine all the way down to Busker's dock, where they let the submarine go into the water. They got in and made their way out to sea. On their adventure, they went past dolphins, jellyfish, and a whole shoal of anchovies. They had never seen anything quite so beautiful before. After an hour of travelling, Ernest said, "Oh, did you hear that?" in a worried tone. Yes, something isn't quite right. Let's take this up and see what's above. As Sadie and Ernest peered below the waves, a huge drop appeared in front of them. A screeching noise like a bike tyre when you put the brakes on too quickly emerged from the ocean. Out of the cold water arose a beautiful mermaid. She seemed to swirl and dance in the waves. "Who are you?" she said. We are. Go on, said Ernest in a tremble. We are Sadie and Ernest from mainland, and we have come on a great adventure in our submarine. Who are you? How rude! How dare you ask the Princess of the Oceans her name? Well, I have to tell you that. Drum roll, please. The two children looked at the princess with disbelief. They had never met a mermaid before, and they certainly hadn't meant to be rude. Drum rolling isn't one of the skills in my submarine adventurer book, said Ernest. Without a moment's thought, they tapped their hands on their knees and wished for the best. Oh, that will have to do. My name is Celeste. I have been princess here for nearly a year. To become queen, I must collect 500 new things. I've not got a Sadie or an Ernest yet, so that will be 2 for today. Take us? You can't take us, said Sadie. Ernest's knees shook and his voice went all wobbly. Sadie, you can't let her take us. No, don't worry, I've got an idea. Pass me your things. Celeste looked up at the pair and demanded her reward. You can have these instead. They are worth a lot more than a Sadie or an Ernest, said Sadie, and down she threw the colouring book. And I also have a piece of knowledge. Oh yes, I will take it. I haven't got a knowledge yet, said the mermaid. Miss Clay, our teacher, says that books are the window to the world, and I can't think of anything more exciting than that, said Sadie, and Ernest wished this would be enough, crossed their fingers out of sight. Excellent. I shall take them. But be warned, if you come back, I'll have to ask for something else. I need at least 5 new things before summer. Understood, said Sadie in a triumphant tone. Quick, Ernest, let's get out of here before she realises we have a pocket watch and Miss Clay's new books. Ernest and Sadie made their way home as fast as a submarine could take them. As they approached Busker's dock, they noticed that everyone in mainland was stood on the beach. They'd come out searching for the missing pair. There they are, shouted the greengrocer. I see them now, said the baker. Sadie and Ernest hung their heads in shame as they got onto land. They really had not meant to worry anyone, and certainly didn't expect to meet a terrifying mermaid that day. Miss Clay and Sadie's dad walked up to them. Where have you been? We've been worried sick, said Miss Clay. The whole of mainland has been looking for you. Well, we outwitted the mermaid princess at the drop. The whole of mainland gasped. But Don't worry, we gave her a colouring book and some knowledge and she let us go. Ernest was very kind and gave me his very own colouring book. A hush descended on the land as they waited for the response from Miss Clay. From now on, you shall be known as Sadie the Strong and Ernest the Kind. You must come inside and tell us all about it. You have been such brave souls, said Sadie's father. Oh, father, your pocket watch. I told you I'd look after it. And he hugged her the biggest of hugs and let her sit upon his shoulders home. The tale of Sadie the Strong and Ernest the Kind was told far and wide from then on. They escaped the terrifying drop and lived to tell the tale. They continued to have adventures, but maybe a little closer to home. All my love, Molly. Molly Strong. So there we go, another story from the brains of Flossie and Boo. Please do join us again next Friday when we'll have another brand new story especially for you. And don't forget to check out our Facebook and Instagram and Twitter this Saturday to see what our next story challenge is, and we'd love to hear what you have to say as well. Thank you so much for listening. Please leave any comments below and have a fantastic week. Bye!